A data breach is whenever personal information is lost. So this could be a company like Yahoo or Google having individual user accounts compromised. This could be the loss of financial information from a retailer, or this could be your healthcare provider having a loss of sensitive medical information. Increasingly, we're seeing hackers targeting everything within an organization. Historically, it used to be payment information, your bank account login details, or usernames and passwords. But now with ransomware, we're seeing all the data from a company being exfiltrated and potentially used by attackers. Data breaches can affect everyone, and that's a big problem. We tend to think about it only with regard to, say, our email accounts or our bank accounts or financial information. But remember that your kids have accounts in all kinds of systems. So whether that's Roblox, whether it's Gmail, whether it's their school accounts. Now with things like PowerSchool being compromised, there's great potential for your children's sensitive information to be out there just as much as your own. The most important things that you can do are to regularly change the passwords on the accounts you use most often. So as an example, if your email account is compromised, if somebody has the username and password for that account and say you get your financial information there, or all of the logins for your different streaming services are there, all of that data is potentially compromised as well. So one of the simple things that you can do is regularly change passwords. I know it's inconvenient, but the password keepers in your phone and other devices make it somewhat easier now to regularly update passwords in a way that doesn't require you to remember them always. Many people brush off experiencing a data breach because often we've had so much data lost already, what's another breach? I know I've had my information lost so many times now, I don't necessarily worry about the next data breach. But there are circumstances where that can be dramatically different. It really just depends on the nature of what's targeted. So as an example, if your healthcare provider were to be affected in a data breach and your health information were put out into the general public, that's a significant point of concern because, say, if you have mental health treatment or sensitive information in your file that you don't want anybody else to know, that could introduce stress, strain, mental fatigue, a variety of different things. The same is true for financial harm from a data breach. So if you lose several $1,000s and you have no cushion, then suddenly that means you have economic problems that can cause depression and a whole number of other factors associated with it. In an ideal world, yes, your financial institution would help you and you'd be able to get past that. But it's important to note in that gap between when the breach happens, when you lose money, and whenever you're given some degree of restitution, you've got to deal with that problem. So there's a proportion of the population that experiences direct financial harm, social harm, physical and mental harm as well. In the event that you experience a data breach and that has identity theft consequences for you, so let's say that your information winds up being used by a third party to create fraudulent bank accounts or seeking credit cards or getting a loan or something else, where your identity information is directly harmed, you do have answers and ways that you can seek help. So as an example, the Secretary of State's office here in Michigan has a variety of different resources available for victims of identity theft, and they can help you contact your creditors and other entities. The same is true for most states across the United States. You can also reach out for assistance through the Federal Trade Commission and through the Internet Crime Complaint Center. So in the event that you experience a data breach that leads to identity theft, contact your local police department, go to the other resources I've mentioned. They should be able to help you.